Tera Sarnai. Dedicated people. You made it here despite all the difficulties and problems out there. In this world, a lot of things are happening in reality, in our day-to-day lives. There are a lot of things happening around ourselves, in our families, in our life. Not every day is a good day. There are days which go according to our plan. There are days that doesn't go according to our plan. Yes, that is true. But we just have to understand what this life is. Whether it goes according to our plan or go against our plan, we just have to understand what it is. What is going on? Why I like some things and why I don't like other things. What is so special about certain things and what is not so special about the other things? Actually, it's not so special. It is so special that I don't like it. Even the things we hate are very special things. So, why? Have you stopped to ask the question, why? Why do I feel special about my family members? Why do I feel special about my relatives? Why don't I feel the same about the person, about the neighbor or the neighbor's son? Why don't I feel the same? And why is some events so special and the other events not so special? We just have to understand and analyze our life. We have to understand what life is. Actually, understanding the Dhamma is understanding life. Dhamma is the truth or the how nature works. And we just have to understand how our life works through the Dhamma. So what do you think? Nowadays, these days, there are things going on in the world, in the country itself. The weather is not so fair these days. And yes, there might be things going on in the world and in nature, of course. But why would I like some things and why do I don't like the other things? Understanding this mind is a quite interesting study. Because mind always wants to know something new, know something special. That's why people love to hear news. When something special happens in the world, doesn't everyone gather around the TV set and uh, watch the news, and as well as come together and talk about it. There's a landslide out there, there's floods out there, this many people were killed, and this happened. I'm not saying that we shouldn't care about it, but we have to understand, why do we feel so special about those things? Because the mind always wants to feel special. It wants to feel unique. It wants to experience something unique. It wants to live a life of uniqueness. Actually, it doesn't want to live a life of uniqueness. It wants to feel unique. And it has that much vexation inside, that much pressure inside, it cannot bear not to feel that. Okay, there's some special news going on. In the news alert, it says, breaking news. Can you just switch it off? Breaking news? Switch it off. Can you switch the breaking news off? No, it is impossible to do so, because it is very, very, very special, ultra special. Just understand, when something special happens, we just have to keep on talking about it. We just want to experience it. It doesn't have to be a good thing or a bad thing. The mind doesn't care. Mind just want to know something new, something special, something unique. Actually, that is why people want events in life. That is why people wants to experience different places in life. They want to travel the world, right? People ask, have you been to Paris? Have you been to London? Have you been to New York? Have you been to Hawaii? Because London is not Paris. Paris is not New York. New York is not Honolulu. Every place is a unique place that I want to experience. That is what mind feels. That is what it wants to experience. Uniqueness. Difference. Okay, back in the day, before we all came to Dhamma, when there's some festival going on, something special going on in town, we always wanted to at least to get to know what it is and what is going on there. Think about your school lives. If there's something special is going on in the school, we really like it. Sorry. Those who didn't like to go to school, like most of us, but we like to go to school on special occasions, right? Do we like to stay at home on those days? No, those days we want to go to school because it is something very special that we want to go and experience. Every school day is just a school day. But let's say the sports meet or the science day, whatever, that is a unique day that I can experience a new thing, something unique. Even in this monastery, there are special days, right? Special events. Don't we all like those special events? Okay, let's say used to like. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so just understand life. We shouldn't get deceived by saying, yes, we should know the news. We should be able to know what's going on. Of course, if you are traveling on the road, knowing the security alerts or the some alerts would help. But is that the only reason that we watch news? Is that the only reason that we talk about these special things? We might have to go and help people. If there's an opportunity, of course, can go and help people. But is it the only reason that we talk about those things? I'm not blaming. I'm not saying that it is bad. We just have to understand our own minds. Why? Why do we want to experience different things? Why do we want to talk about the things we talk about? When something special happens, even it is an accident, don't we want to talk about it? Why? Why so? Something unique, one of a kind thing. People want to talk about it. I'm not telling you to stop or anything. I'm just pointing something out to understand and be mindful. Because we have come here for a specific reason. We are here to understand the reality. Therefore, we have to understand our mind, our life. So this is something, another thing that we should understand. Yeah. So why does the mind want to feel unique? Okay, what is the way of the nature? What is way of nature? Nature is when the causes come together, a result manifest. Let's take the classic example of the flame. Is the wick. Bigger. Okay. This is the wick and the flame. Now, let's take a point in the flame, on flame. Here, what are the causes? Let's say this is an oil lamp, droplet of oil, the heat, and oxygen. Those three come together and a flame manifest. When I say flame, it's not the whole flame, it's just a point on the flame. So when those causes come together here, a flame manifest. Why doesn't the flame manifest here? Because the causes doesn't come together there. Either oil is not there, or the heat is not there, or the oxygen is not there. Therefore, the flame doesn't manifest here. This whole thing, when we say flame, we feel that this whole thing is the flame. And we feel that it is a dancing flame. Right? Now, this point, oil droplet, heat and oxygen come together and a flame manifest. Okay. So, how do we apply this to this. Our life. What is our life? We have been talking about it. So what is life? Perception of sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and thoughts. That is life. Is there anything more than that we call life? No, that is all what we call life. So, now, right now, what you see right now, what you experience right now, let's apply this to what you see. Last few weeks we talked about color. Okay. Take a point of color. So right now you see a lot of colors, right? One point of color, how does it come into being? Light. Let's see this one. Light. Retina. Eye, retina, and nerves, brain, and rest of the causes. When all these come together, the color blue manifests. When one of the causes are not there, it doesn't manifest. Very similar to the flame. Light. Let's say light, retina, nerves, brain. So all these causes should come together for that point to manifest. So now this point, that is how it manifests. So the next point is the same, and the next point, and here, and here, here. I'm not showing you the outside world. I'm showing about the manifestation of color in the mind. Every point is just a manifestation of light, retina, nerves, and brain, and rest of it. We'll say vipaka ahara nippati lakkana. We don't need those things. We just need some of the causes, whatever the causes come together and manifest. Okay. So this process is exactly same on every point, right? It cannot be, it can be different frequencies, but the manifestation is the same. Manifestation of color is the same process. Okay, when you understand that, experiencing this and experiencing this, is it different? Light, retina, nerves, brain come together and red manifest. The same thing. Blue manifest. Or yellow manifest. When I show, I'm not showing the outside world. I'm telling how these things manifest in the mind. Now, if red is the same as blue, if this is a manifestation and this is a manifestation, is there anything unique about it? So when you talk about those causes, is there anything unique about it? No, there's nothing unique about it. It is just the same process that is running. So when you experience this whiteboard, just plain old whiteboard, or if I start drawing a nice picture, if I draw Mona Lisa, no, you don't want me to draw Mona Lisa. Let's say Leonardo da Vinci come and draw Mona Lisa. Still, it will be same colors manifesting. Isn't it? So it's just color manifesting. What is unique about it? There's nothing unique about it. Okay, let's go to Paris then. Okay, people like to go to Paris. When we go to Paris, what would we be able to see? Some red, some green, and some blue. All manifesting the same way. We go to see the Eiffel Tower. Or we go to the Louvre Museum. Everyone like to see those museums? Something special. You cannot see that anywhere in the world, anywhere else in the world. But when you go there, what would you experience? Red, green, blue, or the combinations of it. We just have to realize that these are just the manifestations of the same thing. We go to London, we go to Mumbai, we go to Moscow or Shanghai. It's the same thing. What about Amazon? That's different to a city, is it? Isn't it? Is it? No. Still red, green, blue. Okay. If we come back to our stormy days, today we have a sunny day, but last few days were very stormy. So what is so special about it? Yeah, it was dark. It was grayish. Combination of red, green, blue. Sounds? It's a vibrations of the same frequencies, right? And stimulating the physical nerve endings. So might have been a little colder. Is it unique? Is it special? Is it different? It's the same thing, same causes coming together to manifest. We just have to understand this. The ignorant mind, so the ignorant mind always plays tricks on the reality. Reality is these causes coming together and the colors manifest. That is all what is happening. Different combinations of the same thing. That is what is happening. But while that is happening, there's another process going on underneath. The process of fixation. It all starts with a view. What is the view? So, let's say what is the view of ignorance? The world is separable, or world can be separated. World is separated. This and this. This is a separate thing, not just a effect of these causes. So the view is the world is separable, world is separate. That is the view. Okay. Ignorance lead to pleasantness and attachment. So when something unique is there, the mind wants to experience the uniqueness. The mind wants to experience the uniqueness. Then the attachment happens. Because of attachment, vexation happens. Why? Why does vexation happen? Because even if the mind wants to experience uniqueness, are there uniqueness in the world? Is this different to this? Yes, you might feel different, but as we talked about, it is the same causes. Different arrangement of the same causes. So, therefore, the uniqueness is not something that is there in the world. Therefore, the vexation happens because there's a mismatch. What is in the mind, what mind wants and what is there in the world are two different things. Therefore, there's vexation. Now when the vexation happens, mind cannot bear it. Uniqueness is expected, but nature doesn't support that. In nature, you don't have uniqueness. Therefore, the vexation happens. Now, when the vexation happens, it wants to have it, but it is impossible to have it. Then, the great process of abhisankara kicks in. Yes. That's not. So, I can't draw what is in the mind. So, it's a process of kind of entangling. Okay, so the mind, we know that mind is this is the minding process. Rupa, the Pali words are Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana. So, this is the minding process. That is how we perceive blue color. That is how we perceive it. So, earlier causes and the vipaka energy coming together, and the blue color manifests. And blue color is sensed and recognized and perceived. There is a process of perceiving blue. There is a process of how you see this blue. This is the process of it. Okay. So now this has energy, right? Let's draw the vipaka. So this is, let's say, this is the storage of vipaka, and this is the most compact form of energy, most let's say condensed. That is the most condensed form of energy is the vipaka energy. Now that energy, most condensed, most orderly, very well structured energy, the most structured energy is in the vipaka or the karmic seeds. So when it comes to fruition, what happens is it starts dispersing. It comes to fruition. When it comes to fruition, those energy becomes less dense and it is being used to create Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana. This is the most condensed form. Now it is, if this is entangled, it is going to disperse itself. Now that process is going on. Now while this process is going on, the ignorance and attachment gives rise to vexation, to experience uniqueness. Now this is just normal energy. It cannot give what the mind wants. The uniqueness that mind wants cannot be given. Now the process of abhisankara comes into play. It doesn't let this energy to disperse. It doesn't just let this energy go. Abhisankara is a process of binding energy. It is trapping energy. It is condensing energy. The only process that can condense energy in this whole universe is the abhisankara process. People say that the useful energy is trapped in the sun or in crude oil, in petroleum. They say this useful energy is trapped. People start using that useful energy. Condensed energy, people use and just release to the environment. But how did it get trapped in the first place? How did it get condensed in the first place? The only way to condense this energy is the process of abhisankara, because that is the process that wants to condense energy into a unique thing. That is the thing that wants to make unique things. Let's say this is normal energy. If this is normal energy, mind cannot be satisfied with this. What mind wants is this. Mind doesn't want this. Mind wants this. So it wants to condense this energy. Can you see? Okay. So mind wants to condense this energy. Why? To perceive something unique. Therefore, this dispersing energy is condensed again. And this condensed energy is sent back to these karmic seeds. It is stored as a karmic seed. The story of energy is very interesting. The energy come to this world. The only way people use energy in different ways, right? Electrical energy, thermal energy, nuclear energy. People use all sorts of energy, right? What people do is take condensed form of energy and use it to do some work and release less condensed form of energy. Sorry. This is going to be a bit scientific. It's not scientific, it's nature. It's how nature works. So, condensed energy used for in order to, let's say, okay, electricity is a condensed form and it is sent through a motor and converted into motion of air. There is less condensed form of energy, and can you use it again to make electricity or use it as electricity? No, not anymore, because it is less condensed. So everything we do in life will send the condensed energy to less condensed form of energy. But how did that condensed energy come in the first place? It is by the process of condensation of energy. Okay, who wants to condense energy? Someone who wants to make something that is fixed. What do we call that process? Abhi-sankara. Sankara is an activity. Abhi is to build, to spawn something new, something unique. This is the process of making something unique, building something unique, creating something unique. The process of abhisankara. Don't think that this is going from here. It's abhisankara. The process of abhisankara is the process that traps this energy and put it inside. Have you ever wondered why do they say that what you give is what you get? Because this is trapped with a special purpose. It is to feel unique. And that energy is trapped in such a way that it will always come back to these lines of minds, nowhere else, because it is trapped to feel unique. Therefore, it cannot come to fruition for anyone else, because it is purposely created for that reason. Even though our purpose is not for that to come back, but it is to make something unique. It is to build something unique. It is to create this unique energy. Therefore, the intention at that time plus the energy that is trapped will come back to fruition. Let's say you give someone food. You don't get food because you gave food. Your aim, your target was to sate hunger. But because of abhisankara, that uniqueness building process was active. So when the uniqueness building process was active, and that was the intention was to sate someone's hunger, now those things together will create a karmic seed that will come back to you because of the uniqueness, and it will carry the energy of sating hunger. That is how what you give is what you get. So intention is the most important thing here, because according to intention, the energy gets shaped. And that energy, when it comes to fruition, it will create very similar mind. So that is why Chetanaham Bhikkhave Kammang Vadami. The intention is the blueprint, or it is the cast that shapes this karmic seed. That is the intention, is what shapes it according to certain way. If it is to give someone, make someone happy, so that is the intention, and this energy is shaped according to that. And when it comes to fruition, it will come into fruition in such a way that that shape will be retained. It doesn't have an aim to retain that shape, because it is already shaped in that way. So if you want to solve someone's problem and make them happy, then that is what you give. But that is the intention. So that is what you will get. That is why we say, when we do everything, we have to keep in our mind that we are doing all this in order to attain Nibbana, or in order for freedom, in order for bliss, in order to heal hearts and mend minds. Because then only, when it comes to fruition, that will happen. That is why what the intention, the why is so important. Can you remember the what and the why? What and the why? So this why is so important because the energy is trapped in that specific way, according to the intention. Therefore, when it comes to fruition, that is what will happen. Sometimes we don't understand these things at first. But when our teachers tell us to do it, we do those things. But later we realize this is just how nature works. That is how energy works. That is how nature, the process of nature continue. This cycle continues. It doesn't matter what you do, because what is something happening because of the arrangement of causes. But this karmic seed is created according to our why, according to what the intention was at that time. So it will come back here, and one part with Abhisankara goes back in, and another part goes back to outside world. If this is the most condensed form, this is less condensed, and what is sent to the world is even less condensed. So we feel that the things in nature is very condensed and it traps a lot of energy. This crude oil or the light rays, we feel that those carry a lot of energy. But it is a diluted form of the mind. The most powerful sun or the atomic bombs, the hydrogen bombs. Yes. Hydrogen fusion releases a lot of energy. Of course. But those are diluted form of the mental energy. So think about how much energy would a karmic seed have. That is why they say the mind is the strongest of them all, not the physical world. The mind is always stronger than this, and it is shaped according to intention. We sometimes feel, what can a small intention do? What if, so doing some small bad deed, what is so wrong about it? This is not about wrong or right. This is about storing energy. Whichever the way you store energy, that is how the energy will come back. So if you want to live a happy life, what sort of energy should you store? In order to live a happy life, you need happy energy, right? How do you make happy energy? You have to trap some happy energy here. How to trap happy energy? You have to have the intention of giving happiness. Giving happiness, that intention traps this happy energy. If someone tunes in right now, they will feel that I'm crazy to say happy energy. Is there a energy called happy energy, Swaminathan? If you want to have freedom in life, how do you gain that? How do you gain freedom in life? What is the process of gaining freedom in life? You need to trap some freedom energy. How do you trap some freedom energy? By having intentions of freeing the minds. That is why everything we do here is focused on Nibbana, on freedom of all sentient beings. If you give freedom, you'll definitely get freedom. If you have the intention of giving freedom to all sentient beings, this will be filled with freedom seeds, freedom energy packets. Now, when it comes to fruition, what will you have? Freedom. That is why we have to be very careful of our intentions. We have to be careful not about what we do, about our intention. The why? Because that is what shapes these trapped eggs, seeds, energy packets, or karmic seeds. When we understand how nature works, we can make use of it quite easily. Intention is the cast. Intention is the shape that can cast this energy and trap it. That is why we do so many things for people. Sometimes you might feel that we are not doing this for other people. Are we actually doing it for other people? Yes? Yes? It is yes. Because our intention is to help other people. You cannot trick the system, because if you try to trick it, your intention is to trick. Right? If your intention is to trick, what energy will be stored? To trick yourself. So you cannot do it. Your intentions should be purely to help other people. That is why Guru Tero always says, don't even expect to have a meal. Expect only Nibbana. Because if you have the expectation of having a meal, then you have the intention of collecting or grabbing. That will send the wrong seed there. This is a very tricky game to play. But most people don't understand this. That is why people try to collect things. That is why people always, this whole economy, whole world is based on getting things for ourselves. Most of the time, people make other people suffer or just grab things from other people. Maybe legally, maybe that is how the system says. But true, that is what system says. But if your intention is to grab something from others, what sort of seeds are you sending? To grab something. So your things will be grabbed. So this is a very careful act that we have to play. This is a very, very difficult balancing act that we have to keep on playing. And you cannot see the outside and tell whether this person is doing it right or wrong. The internal intention is what drives all this. That is why the teacher cannot just come and tell you that you are doing the right thing or the wrong thing. We can act in a certain way to show our teacher that I am doing everything nicely. But if our intentions are not pure, the trapped energy is not pure. Then the purest you will not get. Manapadai labate manapa. Aggassadata labate munakka. Varassadata varala vihoti. Settang datu settamupe titana. So that stanza explains if you give what you like, you will get what you like. If you give the chance to get, you'll get the chance to get. If you give the greatest, if you give the best of your ability, you will get the best of your ability. If you give the greatest gift, or the great gift of freedom, you will get the gift of freedom. It is not just a saying. That is how nature works. That is how energy works. We cannot trick it. We have to have this pure intention of helping other people. That intention is what gives back. That is why an arahant has so much virtues. A free mind is very virtuous because it doesn't have any intentions to get anything for itself. So this world out there currently, they feel that we can trick people. If we are cunning enough to get things for ourselves, then we'll be rich and happy. But this system cannot be fooled because the system itself is how the whole thing runs. Therefore, if you want to get good things, you have to give the goodness out to the world mentally. Because your why should be focused on goodness. When we look at the world, we see that is not how people understand this. If people understood this, they wouldn't build giant empires, economic empires. They will start giving to people. It's not that because giving is good. Because if you give only, you will be able to enjoy the goodness yourself. You cannot fool the energy because energy is energy. It doesn't have an opinion. The energy doesn't have an opinion. It operates in the way it operates. We just have to understand and work according to it. When you understand a system very well, you can play lots of different games with it. Now, when we understand this, we have to play by its rules. That is why when we travel down this path to Nibbana, path to freedom, we cannot do it the halfway. We cannot do it just superficially. It is impossible to do it superficially. We just have to do it from the bottom of our hearts. Because intention is what matters. If you do something wholeheartedly, if you give something wholeheartedly, that sort of an energy will be trapped. and you will get that back. Therefore, this wholeheartedness when it comes to helping or when it comes to giving is essential in our practice. Because we are playing the most difficult game. We are playing the game of karma to stop karma. Our aim is to stop this process. If our aim is to stop that process, but the problem is that the mind is created by that process. So we have to understand these rules of the game and play it very well so that this can be removed through the energy of in itself. Okay, think about the mind that becomes an arahant. The mind that stops this process once and for all. That's the arahant mind, right? So that arahant mind is created by a karmic seed. And that karmic seed is created by the process of abhisankara itself. So the mind that stops abhisankara process is created by a karmic seed that was created by abhisankara itself. So that is why this game is so difficult. This process of attaining Nibbana, attaining freedom is so difficult because we have to use the same system against it. You don't have to overthink it, but we just have to understand we cannot trick the intention. Anything we do, we have to have the purest of our hearts. They say when you give like giving going out of fashion. Give like that. Don't hold anything back. Because if you hold anything back, the intention is not that pure. If you give 80%, how much will you get? 80%. Simple as that. So, this process is also anicca. How the causes are, the result will manifest. Sorry. There are a lot of thoughts coming in. So, it's very difficult to put those words into, especially language. We'll try our best. So, when we are living our normal life, we will always get the opportunities to help other people. There will be always, okay. There's a story, very old story. So, how do you build a huge tree? In order to build a huge tree, where can you start from? A small seed, right? Very small seed. And then you can put water and fertilizer and take care of it for many years, and a big tree will be there. Can you just build that tree overnight? No. Was Rome built overnight? No. Similarly, in order to get opportunities to give is rare. Instead, usually those who don't live in this monastery, it is very rare for us to get an opportunity to give. In order to give, to get an opportunity to give, what do you need to give? An opportunity to give. You have to give an opportunity to give in order to get the opportunity to give. That's the funny part of this. So, starting this process is very difficult. I know you all are very fortunate people that you have come a long way down this path. You get the chance to offer things to people, to help people every day, and you all are so fortunate that you are always surrounded by people who gives you the view to give to others, and you have the opportunity to give to others. But that opportunity you got because of the good intentions you had long time ago. We just have to understand, to give a meal to a human being, the opportunity of giving a meal to a human being is also a rare thing. An opportunity to offer something to a human is something you have to earn yourself. You have to earn the opportunity to give to a human being. Usually that comes with maybe giving to animals, giving to non-human beings. First, you have to gain the opportunity. You have to earn the opportunity to give. We are so blessed that we have so many opportunities to give to humans. And beyond that, we have the opportunity to give to Mahasangha. The noble people. How did we land with that opportunity? Because we helped other people to give. We gave the view for others to give rather than holding back. This is very, very tricky process. It cannot manifest just like that. We just have to start from one end and do it again and again. So we have to do something repeatedly in order to get results. Let's think. In order to offer a meal to 100 people, 100 virtuous people, let's say, how can you gain that opportunity? You have to build it up. So the universe works the way, so there are abilities. We have the abilities to give some things. The way of nature is, it gives to a place where it can. Okay. Let's say there's this person. The only thing that I can draw well. So this person, has a karmic seed to get, let's say, a good meal. And this person also has a karmic seed to get a good meal. But karmic seed itself is not enough for something to get to fruition. The environment is also required. There is a person here the red guy, who doesn't like to give. So can this karmic seed come into fruition using him? No. I'm sorry. There's this person who is ready to give. Now, this person gets the opportunity let's say it's coming from the same person, opportunity to give. Now, they got their own karmic seeds. While doing so, what happened to this person? Now his intention was to give. Now he collected 2 karmic seeds. Right? And I'm just personifying, right? Nature put a tick, labeled him as a person who is ready to give. Now, nature has labeled him as ready to give person. When a person comes with a karmic seed to get a meal, where would nature send him? To this person. Why? It is labeled as ready to give. Every time he gives, what would he collect? He'll collect himself karmic seeds. And more he give, more opportunities he would have to give. This is a very, very funny, very interesting thing, how nature works. So, some people, they start giving very small. More he give, the ability of giving would increase. It's like a reservoir. He'll become a reservoir for donating food or donating meals. So more he give, his ability of giving would increase. And when the ability of giving increases, those people who are in need will be attracted to it. Sometimes. So nature always, it's not sometimes, nature always upgrade the ability of this person to give. Because the other people, there is a requirement of a of a reservoir where the giving should happen. So nature will level this person up as a giver. If you have played games like level 1 giver, level 2 giver, it will be leveled up. Do you understand how these irdis happen? How people get supernatural powers? Because there are limits of a normal human being for anything he do. Physical limits. There are physical limits to things that a person can give. Okay, can you cook for alone? Can you cook for 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 people? There's a physical limit, right? So when you start giving to your maximum ability, nature always upgrades you. One fine day, if you can give up to your physical limit, what would happen? The nature would upgrade you with supernatural powers. I mean, I'm not talking about something magical or something like that. I'm just talking about how energy works. So these things are things that we all can try. So there are samples you can do. You can either give food, or if these children can try and give your friends with pens or pencils. You can start from that, and you should just observe. You give first give. Will not get anything. But if you start giving this habitually, when you start giving habitually, you will start seeing things that is not very ordinary. You will start getting things unexpectedly. In order to do that, you have to continue giving. You can do a trial yourself. Something small, even a pencil. But you have to keep on giving unconditionally to your maximum ability. And you can see how these things work. I myself have done a lot of experiments with this, and it's very magical when you start getting these things. It's not that we want to have it, but when these points are proven to ourselves, our mind naturally tends to give more and more and more. More you give, these will be generated. Therefore, what we want to achieve is freedom. Therefore, in order to come to that point, we have to start this habit of helping others, habit of doing to others. Don't expect this to happen, come into fruition immediately. The whole environment should support it before this coming into fruition happens. So in order for that whole environment to collect, we have to do this for a long time. Longer we do, more results we see. We just have to continuously practice these things. You can do these things by giving food, or simple as a pencil, or even lending an umbrella, giving a helping hand, or just simple as opening a door. But if you want to see results, you have to do the same thing over and over again every single day. Then you will see the results. Even noble companionship is one in the same way. The smallest opportunity we have in our life, we have to capitalize on it. If we can improve on it, if you have a very small opportunity, maybe in day-to-day life, to give a banana to someone, that is the only opportunity we have. But when we have the opportunity, just give it without thinking twice. Just give it. The second opportunity, give it again. Third and fourth, and every opportunity we have, we just have to continuously practice that. More we practice that, more will be, I don't have to tell that again after that. Something small. From pencil to a banana to an umbrella to anything you have. Maybe offer water. Have the habit of offering water to others, or offering a chair. If you continuously do that, you'll collect enough karmic seeds so that you can physically see the results. You'll be able to see the results that you reap. Otherwise, the small karmic seeds you wouldn't be able to notice. Continuously try and give to people. Make it a habit. Offering water, offering a chair, offering a banana, offering a pencil. Make it a habit. Every single day, you do that. You'll be amazed of the results that you can gain. Because we are talking about the energy, the system, how these things come into being. We are in a great association, therefore we have that opportunity to give to so many people. We are in a place with the opportunity to give to thousands of people. Give it with full intention. Guru Tero always tells us to do, when you do something, do it to 100%. Why so? If you do it to 100%, the karmic seed will have the label 100%. That is why our teachers say these things, but sometimes they don't show all the scientific side of it. Because when you give this 100%, you'll be able to reap the benefits of it. Because we are talking about the ultimate end that we want to achieve. In order to go to the ultimate end, we have to have a lot of energy pushing us up. So every mind we have to take the maximum opportunity, maximum advantage of it. Go in search of opportunity to help others. You can help others solve problems. You can lend an ear. We all can heal a heart, mend a mind, because we are among so many people and every person is an opportunity for us for this thing. I mean, if you are alone, how can you do all this? It is so difficult. But we all are people who are so fortunate to be among so many people, so many virtuous people. For those who come from home, you all also have that opportunity that you will meet a lot of people, different people in different walks of life. You can start from opening a door. You can start from offering some water. You can start from offering a seat. Because intention is what matters. We just have to make it a habit. If you're among a lot of people, just mentally check, what can I do for him, for her, and everyone? And during the day, plan your time. During the morning, what can I do? How can I capitalize on my time in order to practice this giving? Maybe you can just offer a smile, offer a greeting every single day. If you are among people, you can just offer a greeting, a good morning. But when you do, you have to do it wholeheartedly, because the intention is what matters. I mean, if you are among here, we can just say Teruvan Saranai. That is the most powerful offering, wish that one can make, because if you do it wholeheartedly, there cannot be better wish than that. So if you can keep the full intention, there are so many opportunities that we can capitalize on. I mean, in here, I have seen these small kids. They offer water. They offer to fill water bottles every single day. Every single day. From small children to, senior monks even. They have this habit of offering water. Offering water in the sense, cooling a person. Giving relaxation. I can't say relaxation, but it is equal to mental relaxation. Physically, what water does to the body is comparable for a mental relaxation. So it is simple as that. It's just offering some water. It has this cooling effect. You can simply offer her a place to sit. Arrange chairs for other people to sit. Intention is what matters. Every day there are more than enough opportunities if you do it habitually. When we come down to alms, there are some small mahatyas who just say, wish us Nibbana on the way. That's all they do. They just stand there and wish every single monk who is coming down to alms. If there are 150 monks, he can get 150 of this. And the point is doing it habitually every single day. So more you have here, easier it can come to fruition. Nature works in the way use it or lose it. So more you use it, the stronger that vipaka will become. More karmic seeds here, it will easily come into fruition. And you will get more opportunities to give. There are a lot of things we can practice. Sometimes we search for these opportunities. We search the opportunity to wash a hand after the meal. We'll not get the opportunity down here, but there are opportunities. I mean, in the morning we can do. So whenever the opportunity is there, we are very looking forward to capitalize on that opportunity. We have to be like that. We have to be ready always in order to make maximum out of those opportunities. That is the path. When someone wants some advice, ready to give it. When someone needs some help, be always ready. It doesn't come always. Have you seen our Nayakatero always picking up pieces of paper and those things along the road? So those are opportunities that we see. If you do it habitually, when you clean the environment, the cleanliness will come to within, come to the mind. So those are opportunities. Always take the opportunity to grab a broom and sweep the place. I can remember the first days I came here. This is one of the first merits that I got to do. To sweep the place. And that is how we go forward. Don't disregard any merit, thinking that those are small things. Maavamanyeta punyasya namantang agamissati. Udabindu nipatena udakombo vivurati. Drop by drop, the water pot filled. Don't disregard small things, because when there are a lot of small things, it is equivalent to the whole pot of water. If you are familiar with cricket, can you win a game by just hitting boundaries? No, you win the game just by rotating the strike or playing just ones and twos. So take the opportunity. This is something even the small kids can do. Have the habit of giving, because intention is what drives the whole mission. Sorry. Intention is the thing that drives the whole mission. So always be ready to give a book, give a pen, give water, give decorations. Give that cooling effect to the eye. What you give is what you get. Always have that opportunity. So, if you find a place unclean, do it yourself, because that is your opportunity to do merits. If you don't do, someone else will do. But now you have the opportunity to clean the place and make it nice for other people. Opportunity. Always see the opportunities in surroundings. There are so many opportunities that is out there. If you are in a queue, give the opportunity. With the intention, with the pure intention of helping other people. Not to show that I'm a person who is going last. Intention is what matters. Always give the chance to others, because, of course, if I want to go first, the other person would always want to go, or also want to go first. Then let him or her pass. If there's something that other person doesn't understand, have the opportunity to teach them to best of your ability. I mean, you might not know the whole thing, but teach them to the maximum you know. The best way is to teach them how to go past you, to be better than you. This is a very difficult thing to do, but if you can help someone to pass you, that intention is an intention of a level of a bodhisattva. An intention to not just to help others pass you. Letting others pass you is a great intention. Helping others to go past you is one of the most difficult things to do, and one of the highest intentions, the purest intentions you could have. I'm telling these things because you all are people who are dedicated to this achieving freedom, achieving Nibbana. Otherwise, for normal people out there, these things I can say, but I don't know how much they can do these things. But for everyone, there's a place where we can start. Those who are very accustomed with merits, helping others, think about how did you start? How did you come here? By doing small things, very, very, very small things from childhood. That is how you came here. Therefore, teach others how you came here and what to do. Teach these small children. Because these are not just good virtues we are talking about. We are talking about how energy works. I mean, we have talked about all that. That is how we came here. So these are not just things that to gain good virtues and to become virtuous people. This is how nature works. If you understand how nature works and if you play by the rules of the nature, you can definitely win this game. These are like the cheat codes of nature. How nature works. So, grab every opportunity possible to clean your intention. Even though we say that you just have to give everything possible, but can you do it today? No, it is not possible. What you can do today is what you can do today. Do your level best today. Give your level best today. That will lead to tomorrow's level best, which is not equivalent to today's one. But that was built by doing the level best today. That is how the tomorrow's level best is built. If you lay the foundation today, tomorrow you can lay one layer of bricks. And the day after you can lay another layer of bricks. Likewise, one of these days, you'll see a full palace. You'll see the palace of Nibbana with your very eyes. Udabindu nipatena udakumbo pipurti. Drop by drop, the water pot filled. That is how you play this game. Every intention matters. Do your maximum, and that is all you can do today. You cannot do all you can do and a little bit more. But that is where we should try. Then you can do the maximum today, and which will lead to maximum of tomorrow, and which will lead to maximum of the day after. Keep your foot on the accelerator. We might feel that this giving a pencil, giving a pen, offering water is small things. But those small things will lead to big things. That is what I did. That is what my teachers did, and they do up to this day. Every time you meet Nayakatero, Amadasantero, he will always offer water to you. Doesn't matter who you are. If he has a water bottle or some way of water, always he will offer you water. It doesn't matter how far you have come. You still should do the small things. Because those small things are the things that will change our attitudes, that change our intentions, and gather these small droplets here, which can fill the whole pot of water. Small things every single day. I have this habit of offering water to Lord Buddha before drinking a drop of water in the morning. I've been practicing it for so long. Every single day, I was reminded of that. And I feel so happy that I can put the greatest person at the greatest level. You should keep your teacher before you. We are talking about the greatest teacher out there, so that will, if you give the greatest, what do you get? The greatest. So there's a simple thing, quite a simple thing that you can do every morning. But don't disregard the power of those small things. Your day will be filled by all those small things that you do. Because every mind has an intention. If there are 100,000 or million minds per day, every mind has an intention. If we don't keep that intention to what we want, it'll always be the other way. You cannot stop mind from having intentions. You cannot have minds without intentions. Always, all the minds, every mind has intention. Therefore, always turn it to your aim, to your target. Otherwise, it will always be the other way. So, do all the small things every single day. I used to remember when I was actually when I was small, I got the opportunity to tell people. I can remember every time I walked from the bus stand to my home, someone would ask me the way. Because we lived by a complex set of junctions, so there were multiple roads on different sides which can lead to different cities. So it's almost every single day that a person come and ask me how to go to this city, how to go to this town, how to go to this direction. Back in the day, we didn't have those navigations and all that. How to get to this bus halt? How do you get to this bus? Or how do you get to this train station? And at what time will the train be? Those are small things I have given. And do you understand that I have blessed with showing the right path to so many people right now? The true path, the path to truth. Because I used the opportunity to show them the road. You can't believe how nature works. Always capitalize on every opportunity you have. And look at your life, how these things happen. It will be amazing. You will be amazed. You will be mesmerized if you look closely at your life, how things align. And if you look closely, you will understand this is because of that. This is because of that. This is because of that merit I did. In Arahant stories, you have read that, right? I became an Arahant because of that. You might not be able to tell about your past lives and everything, but there are opportunities to know how your life pans out. I honestly believe those small things are the things that drive me. That drives us, everyone. When I say me, it's just a mind. You all are minds as well. So Always those small things. Saying Teruvan Saranai more than 1,000 times a day to 1,000 different people is one of my habits. Those are the things that will drive you. Do you think that it will drive you to Nibbana? Of course it does. Treating people with a smile. Offering water. Opening a door. Giving a place to sit. Offering a pencil. That is the way I know to attain this Nibbana. We talk about very deep Dhamma, right? We talk about how the karmic sides work, how these colors and all the scientific things. Of course we do. But what we practice, huh? I mean, we do that to understand it. After understanding it, we practice quite simple things. We use that understanding in order to do small things and fill our life with all those small intentions. Drop by drop, the water pot filled. I think we all understand what we have to do. I hope you all got something out of it and you'll be able to practice it. That is the number one thing. If you can practice what you have learned, you'll be going towards Nibbana, one step at a time. May the Noble Triple Gem be with you.